This training will demonstrate how to use Dragon.
First things first, if you want to use Dragon, you would need to ask your manager to file an IT help desk ticket to get you the software and the hardware, which both of you have done. So now we're on the step for training. When the software is delivered, you'll get a little Dragon Medical One icon, and your hardware is going to be that Dragon remote.
You don't need to have a Dragon mic to dictate,
but it does have some features and functions on it that can make dictating easier. This Dragon Medical One icon, we'll double click on it and it will open. IT should give you guys a username. This one is my username, but both of y'all will have your own respective usernames that you'll log in with. Additionally, you'll want to check your microphone. Mine is set for my headset, but I also have my mic plugged in. And my mic is a power mic, which is this option here. Some of you people will also see like a mobile option, and we do not have mobile licenses, so you'll want to use just the power mic.
Okay.
Yeah.
I also want to point out that there is a language option where you can change your language, and there's also an option to change your specialty so that you can save auto text to a particular specialty and share it with that specialty.
So once I've selected my user and my microphone, I can select OK, and that will open the Dragon application. So this is Dragon. You can click on this little fireball, and it'll give you a menu where you can change your settings. So if you needed to, you could change your microphone here pretty easily. You just hover over microphone and then change your microphone. And then we have options here. And this is where we get into like settings. There are different settings here. There's a little menu on the left-hand side. The general typically doesn't need like a whole lot of changes. It kind of just depends on how you want your Dragon to work. This one here has enable wake word feature. So if I told my Dragon mic to wake up, it would wake up.
You can also see here towards the bottom, it says auto text fields, and it has a left and right bracket. This is used for auto texts to insert text, which I'll show you that feature later.
And then I have text input, which some people like to change some of the things here. And there are different text transfer methods. So the default is set to press shift insert. You can also technically have it on Control V, which is like your pasting board. Dragon recommended doing simulate keystrokes because some users were having issue where it was pulling previous dictation. They said that this would fix that. However, some of the providers do not like the simulate keystrokes because it literally simulates keystrokes. It's almost as if somebody's typing really fast in front of you. And so you have to wait for it to type everything out. So it's kind of up to you how you want text transfer method set up. Then we have some other settings here. So transfer text when recording stopped. So as soon as I am done recording with my mic, it will transfer text if this box is checked. There's this other feature, clear dictation box after transferring text. So after my text is transferred, it will clear the dictation box. The dictation box, just for reference, hold on, I'll try to open it real quick. Open dictation box. So this is my dictation box. So basically that setting that we were just looking at would clear this dictation box after I transfer text. Go back in and I'll go to options. We'll go back to the screen. You can also set it to keep text on the clipboard after transferring. Features. So there's hotkeys. So if you didn't have a remote, you can set certain keys to perform certain actions. And these are editable. You would just hit your pencil and you'd set something different. Personally, I don't have any of these set. I know that some people do. I've seen some of the providers in the clinic using these, particularly at Cabot. Then your microphone buttons. So this is where your Dragon mic comes in. Some people like to use the Dragon mic and the buttons on it. Some people don't. You can see here the numbers correspond with the different buttons. I'll just point out a couple of these buttons. So number 2 is transfer text. It is that button at the very top of your mic that says T next to it. After you dictate into your box, you can click where you would like the text to go, and then you can click this button, the T, and it will transfer the text. Also, if you set up the auto text, you can set up brackets, and those brackets are recognized as fields. And so you can use the side buttons 1 and 3 to flip through your fields. Or you can simply give it a verbal command, which is next field.
or previous field. Number 4, you'll use this button to record your dictation.
So this is one that some people like to change. I have mine set to press and hold. You can set it to microphone on off, in which case I would tap it and then my mic would be on and I would speak. And then I would tap it again and my mic would turn off. The press and hold, I would press and I would hold it as I talk. And then when I was done talking, I would let go of the button. So let's get into a little bit of dictation. So I pulled up a notepad. And then I'm going to tell it to show dictation box. So I'm going to hold my button here, my red button, and give it a command, show dictation box. So there's my dictation box. Patient is a 54-year-old male presenting with heart problems, something like that. You do need to tell it where it's going. So my cursor is here. You can see the little line. So if I transfer my text, this is where it will go. If I were to click on the background, however, it would get lost because it would try to transfer the text where I clicked. So it's really important when you're in Meditech and Athena that you click where you would like your text to go. So I want my text here. I'm going to hit my little T at the top and it transfers my text. Show dictation box. So there's this button at the very top. If you hover over it, it'll tell you what it is. This is transfer text. And then the one to the right of it is recall text. So if your text gets lost, you can use this recall text and it should pull it back into your dictation box. So then let's talk a little bit about manage auto texts. So I clicked on my fireball, I'm coming down to my manage auto text here. So this is kind of what you were saying, like quick texts, auto texts, kind of the same idea. I've already got one, so I'll just pull one up. You can see the ones that I have here on the left-hand side. I'll just click on one. So I have insert normal physical exam. I named it insert normal physical exam. Description is PE, and spoken form is insert normal physical exam. So this is what I have to say to bring this into my dictation box. And there are different fields here, and I can move from the different fields as I'm dictating. So I can like draft up a whole physical exam, and this is what this one looks like. So insert normal physical exam. Okay. Insert normal physical exam. And it pulls everything into here. And because I have fields, you can see the first field is highlighted, and I can say 70. Next field. Male. Next field. Indigestion. Next field. And you kind of get the idea. And so you can create those fields just very simply by putting two brackets next to each other in the auto text, and it will recognize it. I'm going to just, I'll click here.
I also want to mention that you can't edit the text in Meditech with the verbal commands. It must be in the dictation box for those verbal commands to work.
Transfer text. So that transfer text feature, you can also verbally say it. You can hit the button. I'll go back to my manage auto text. So let's say I'm going to set up a new one. New test. And you'll see that both of those fill in, and I can write in and then once I'm done there, I can say apply all. And so now I would say new test, and this it would bring in here. So new test. And now I have my things. Apple. Okay. Scratch that. Previous field. Previous field. Previous field. Usually it just starts right at your field, but that's fine. Apple. Next field. Banana. Next field. pumpkin. So you kind of get the idea.
You can also press the next field and previous field button on your Dragon to move between the fields.
Another setting I like to show is manage vocabulary. So here we have manage vocabulary. Dragon over time will learn how you speak and will pick up on the different things and the spellings and such. But if it's struggling and it's not recognizing things or it's misspelling things, you can manually input it. So if I wanted to put in something new, I would hit this plus sign. Then I would add my word. So for example, I could do caddis, right? And then I'm not going to use my remote here. It's going to pick up the audio on my remote, but I'm not going to hit any buttons. So I'm going to hit this red button here, and then I'll say the name. Caddis. I say confirm. And so now I have added to my vocabulary. And anytime I say caddis, it'll recognize caddis and it'll spell it correctly. A good example, anytime you are dictating and you say like a doctor's name and it's just, the mic just isn't getting it, you can add their name here. So I put in Dr. H here because that's a pretty hard spelling. Baklava is also a fun one. Of course, when are you ever going to dictate about baklava? So those are just examples that I have.
If you need assistance with Dragon, please file an IT help desk ticket on the intranet. Thank you for watching the Dragon training video.